Students, I'm giving you a brief overview on the Right to Information Act 2005, also called the RTI Act. So, the Act was formed in the year 2005. This Act is applicable to entire the country except the state of Jammu and Kashmir, because Jammu and Kashmir have their own Right to Information Act. It is the Jammu and Kashmir Right to Information Act 2009. So what was the main objective behind bringing of this act? The main objective of the introducing RTI was to bring some transparency so that we can control corruption and we can hold the government accountable for their activities. This act consists of two important constituent or part. First of all, that there is some information, and secondly, that the public has a right to get those information. So this act contains 31 sections. This has been arranged under 6 chapters. So before going into detail, let us understand what is information. Okay, information is something new to our awareness, something that we doesn't know, that can add to us, that can add to our knowledge. Okay, so information can be in any form. Okay, it can be any record, document, email, some press release, circulars, logbooks, orders, then your reports, sample, any model, any paper, or data materials that are in the electronic format, that is also called information. So this definition has been given under the Indian Partnership Right to Information Act 2005. So as I was discussing, I mentioned a word called public authorities. So we discussed that this act has been introduced to bring transparency in the working of public authorities. Now, what is public authority? So we will have to understand what is public authority, right? So public authority means any body or institution that has been established by the constitution. Jikono eta organization jitu constitution or under form kora goise by any other law made by parliament or under any act of parliament. For example, SBI Act, SBI has been formed. Under RBI Act, RBI has been formed. By any other law made by state legislature, or it is any body owned, controlled, or substantially financed, or any non-government organization that is directly or indirectly funded by the government. So this is the definition of public authority. Public authority means jikono eta organization. It's an organization that has been formed either by the constitution or by some parliamentary laws or by the law under state legislature, or it is directly or indirectly financed and controlled by the government. So that is public authority. So when I say right to information, what is right to information? Okay, right to information means I have the right to access certain information. Access certain information means I can inspect works, documents, record, or I can take notes, okay, from the documents or record, or I can take some samples of material, or I can take the information in the form of disk, floppy, tapes, video cassettes, printouts. So as way the information is stored in the computer. So that is right to information. So this is basically the definition given under the RTI Act. So what is the procedure of obtaining information? So all public authorities, I hope public authority concept is clear. So all public authority, they have a public information officer. So anybody who wants information, he will have to submit a request to the public information officer in writing. So it is the duty or obligation of the public information officer, who is also called PIO, to provide information to the citizen of India who is requesting for the information. So if the request, let us suppose, for an example, let us suppose I have filed an RTI in the PWD department, but actually what happens, I should have filed the RTI in the GMDA department, but somehow I'm for some mismanagement or misunderstanding or whatever reason, no, I filed it in RTI. Being a layman, I don't know much. I filed it in the PWD department and RTI. Now it is the responsibility of the PIO of the PWD department to forward it to the GMDA department. The PIO in the PWD department, like, he cannot refuse me je etu apuni amar yate nohoy GMDA goi diok ami narakho. He cannot say that. Are you understanding? He will have to forward it himself to the concerned PIO. So every public authority is required to have a assistant PIO also, so that he can receive the RTI request and forward it to the PIO of their public authority. So the applicant is not required to disclose any information. You only have to give your name. You don't have to mention the reason of doing the RTI. That is not at all required. তুমি RTI কৰিলে তুমি ফৰ্মখনত অকল নিজৰ নামটো লিখিলে হ'ল। তুমি কিহৰ কাৰণে ইনফৰমেশ্যনটো বিচাৰিছা, you don't have to disclose that. So this is the procedure. This is a very simple procedure for requesting information. Okay, so some guidelines to write an application under RTI. Suppose you want to write an application for RTI, what will you do? You use a plain paper, a white sheet of paper. Okay, then you don't have to use any court stamp paper. Okay, the matter you can be handwritten or it can be typed. Okay, if in case you are writing in your handwriting, make it just understandable, legible, and there is no restriction on number of questions that can be asked in one application. Okay, and how will you submit it? You can submit it by own. Yes, so once you go and submit it personally, make sure that you take a copy of the application also, that is properly signed and dated by the PIO or by the department. Okay, suppose তুমি RTI applicationখন দিব গৈছা, RTI applicationখন দিয়াৰ পিছত তুমি সেইখনৰ এটা কপি, এটা জেৰক্স কপি নিজৰ লগত ৰাখিবা, যিখনত তোমাৰ ষ্টাম্প সাইন ডেট লিখি দিছে, the PIO or by the department. Or you can also do it as a post. You can also post it. Okay, so the once you post it, you will get a card that is the proof of submission after it is returned to you by the postal department. Okay, so in case that card does not come back with a proper stamp signature, you can go and follow up in the post office. All right, so this is the guideline for writing a application, okay, through RTI. Okay, certain exemptions are there, okay, for RTIs or grounds of rejection of an application. Under certain condition, your application can be rejected also for RTI. So let me discuss the points. Where the information comes under the copyright of any person or any state, then that information cannot be disclosed. Copyright Actor under jodi pori said that information if that information that you are asking for comes under the Copyright Act, no, then you cannot get the information. And again, let me read out some of the exemption. So any information that will hamper the sovereignty and integrity of India, okay, its security or strategic or scientific or economic interest of India, then that cannot be disclosed. Certain information may be forbidden by the court of law, that cannot be disclosed. There might be some information that has been prohibited or forbidden by the court of law to publish. In that case, in any information that would breach the privilege of parliament and state legislature, okay, any information that can hamper the intellectual property right or trade secret or commercial confidence. Let us suppose every company have some trade secret. You cannot do a RTI to find out that particular trade secret or hidden element. So any information which is received from a foreign country in confidence, that you cannot. Any information that would endanger the life or safety of a person if such information is disclosed. Let us suppose any information that can physically harm somebody or his life will come in danger, then we cannot disclose that. Suppose any information that can harm the process of investigation. Suppose the case is going on, investigation is going on. In that case, you have done a RTI, and if the information comes out, the investigation process may be hampered, so that will not be released to you. Okay, any information regarding the council of ministers records or something will not be provided. So any personal information which has no relation to public activity cannot be disclosed, is exempted from disclosure. Okay, suppose you were asking about the personal life of, suppose, an MLA or MP, regarding how many sons and daughters he have, how many times he have got married, example, एकदम personal questions you are asking that has nothing to do with the social life or the public activity. In that case, the information will not be disclosed. Okay, so there are certain exemptions regarding rejection of an application, so we need to understand that. Okay, so now let us discuss about the obligation of public authority. Okay, every public authority, they will have to maintain records properly indexed. Okay, and they will have to publish all those informations computerized way. Yes, after the introduction of this act, it has been made compulsory for the public authorities to publish the informations in their websites. So if you open any government websites, no basic informations you will definitely get. Apart from that, when you need some information, that you can go for an RTI. Okay, once the act was published, after that 120 days was given to the public authorities to publish certain detail regarding the organization, what are the functions and duties of the organization, the powers and duties of its officers and employee. Okay, what type of decision making process they do, how do they perform, what are the rules and regulations. Okay, how many employees are there, how many members are there in the board, the council, the committee. Okay, the monthly remuneration given to the employees, the budgets. Regarding all this matter, the public authorities were asked to publish their information after the enactment of RTI Act, and they were given 120 days. Okay, so if the information requested for is held by or is closely connected with the function of another public authority, I told you the PIO will have to transfer it. Remember, I have gave you an example of PWD and GMDA. So I have done the RTI in PWD, but actually the information that I need will come from GMDA. So the PIO of PWD department, he will send it to the GMDA PIO, and it should be done within 5 days. Okay, so PIO, when they received a request, they will have to once they honor the request within 30 days of the receipt of the request, either they will have to provide the information or they will have to reject the request. In case they reject the request, it will be on the conditions as we have already discussed, the grounds for rejection, and otherwise they will have to provide the information. If the information is so much necessary that it concerns the life and liberty of a person, then the information will they will have to give the information within 48 hours of the receipt of the request. Normally they can take 30 days, but if it is very serious matter and it concerns some life and liberty of a person, then within 48 hours of the receipt of the request they will have to give. Okay, so if the PIO fails to give decision on the request, he shall have to we will consider that he have refused the request. Like within 30 days, if you have not got the information after filing the RTI application, then it is assumed that your request has been cancelled. So where the request has been cancelled, the PIO will have to inform you the reason for such rejection. Jodi tomar RTI application kon reject kora hoise, tetiale the reason কিহৰ কাৰণে ৰিজেক্ট কৰা হৈছে সেই কথাটো PIO এ জনাব লাগে. The PIO shall provide information in the form in which it is sought. Okay, মই যেনেকুৱা ধৰণে ইনফৰমেশ্যনটো বিচাৰিছোঁ সেনেকুৱা ধৰণে ইনফৰমেশ্যনটো প্ৰভাইড কৰিব লাগে PIO, unless and until it is detrimental to the interest of the organization or the public. Okay, as far as possible ইনফৰমেশ্যনটো যি ধৰণে বিচাৰা হৈছে সেই ধৰণে প্ৰভাইড কৰে. আৰু sometimes what happened, whatever information I am asking, they might not be able to provide the entire information. Maybe some of the questions that I am asking comes under the exemption category, then only the part of the record requested after the exemption to bad dipale, whichever information is exempted, that they will not disclose. Apart from that, whatever information they can give, they will be giving it to me. Okay, if there are certain penalty provision for a PIO. Okay, every PIO will be liable for a fine of 250 rupees per day. Maximum it is 25,000. Okay, if they do not accept an application. First of all, though, they will have to accept an application. You go through the application. If you find that these informations are under the exemption category, then you can just cancel it. But it is mandatory to accept the application. Without any reasonable cause, if they are delaying the information, they will be penalized. They have not provided true information, or they have knowingly জানি শুনি তেওঁলোকে যদি ইনকমপ্লিট, ইনকারেক্ট, মিসলিডিং ইনফরমেশন প্রোভাইড করে, ওকে, again they have destroyed the information that has been requested, okay, or they are creating hindrances, obstruction in furnishing information in any manner. In such cases, the PIO will be punished. Okay, it's with a fine of 250 per day till it continues, or up to a maximum of 25,000 rupees. So these are some of the penalty provisions of for the PIO. So basically what we have discussed, we discussed on the introduction of RTI Act, when it was formed, where it is applicable, then we discussed its features, we learned about the procedure for requesting information, we tried to understood what is information, what is public authority, what is right to information as given by the RTI Act. Then we discussed about the guidelines to write an application under RTI Act. Then we also discussed the grounds for rejection of an application, what are the different exemptions, then what is the duty and obligation of public authority, we tried to understand that, and we discussed about the penalty provision of RTI of the PIO under RTI Act. Next, there is another important thing that I would like to mention. There is one called Central Public Information Officer and State Public Information Officer. Okay, so every public authority shall, within 100 days of the enactment of this act, they will have to appoint Central Public Information Officer or State Public Information Officer. Okay, after the formation of this act, 100 days were given to the government to appoint Central Public Information Officer for the central departments and State Public Information Officer for the state government departments. Okay, so every Central Public Information Officer or State Public Information Officer shall deal with the request from persons who want information. Okay, and they will try to provide information. Okay, apart from the Central Public Information Officer and State Public Information Officer, there will be their assistants will be there. Okay, the assistants will also be assistant will also help those officers. So there is a body that is called the Central Information Commission. So the central government has the power to constitute a body that is called the Central Information Commission, okay, under the RTI Act. The Central Information Commission shall consist of a Chief Information Commissioner and not exceeding 10 Central Information Commissioners. So there will be Chief Information Commissioner aru maximum 10 jon Central Information Commissioner thakibo in this Central Information Commission. The Chief Information Commissioner and Information Commissioners, they are appointed by the President, but it is not on the willingness of the President. A committee is there: Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, and a union cabinet minister who is appointed by the Prime Minister. This 3-person committee is there who will recommend the President regarding the appointment of Chief Information Commissioner and Information Commissioners. So the direction, management, superintendence of this commission is vested in the Chief Information Commissioner, and he will be assisted by the Central Information Commissioner. Okay, the Chief Information Commissioner and these Information Commissioners, they are people of from different background like law, science, technology, social service, management, journalism. They are from different background. Okay, but the Chief Information Commissioner or the Central Information Commissioner, they cannot be any member of parliament or member of legislature of any state or union territory, or they cannot hold office of profit. Okay, or they are not connected with any political party. Okay, that thing is very important. তেওঁলোক কোনো MP MLA বা কোনো পলিটিকেল পাৰ্টিৰ লগত এছ'চিয়েটেড হ'ব নোৱাৰিব. দ্য হেড অফ দ্য চেণ্ট্ৰেল ইনফৰমেশ্যন কমিশ্যন ইজ ইন দেলহি. অ'কে, so the chief information commissioner, he holds the office for 5 years and he is not eligible for reappointment. তো এজন মানুহ এবাৰ চিফ ইনফৰমেশ্যন কমিশ্যনাৰ হোৱাৰ পিছত তেওঁৰ ৰিএপইণ্টমেণ্টৰ কোনো চান্স নাথাকে. এণ্ড এভৰি চেণ্ট্ৰেল ইনফৰমেশ্যন কমিশ্যনাৰ শ্বেল হোল্ড অফিচ ফৰ a term of 5 years and their retirement age is 65 years. So whichever is earlier, either 5 years term or 65 years, that is on them. Okay, so that is very important, the formation of Central Information Commission. So it is formed by central government consisting Chief Information Commissioner, Central Information Commissioner. They are appointed by the President on the recommendation made by committee. Our committee কোন থাকে? Prime Minister, who is the chairman of the committee, leader of the opposition party, or as a cabinet minister থাকে, Union Cabinet Minister, he is appointed by the Prime Minister. So Central Information Commissioner গোটেই management and superintendence or দায়িত্ব Central Chief Information Commissioner থাকে আৰু তেওঁক Central Information Commissioner যে assist কৰে. Chief Information Commissioner বা Central Information Commissioner তেওঁলোক কোনো MP MLA বা কোনো ধৰণৰ পলিটিকেল পাৰ্টিৰ লগত এছ'চিয়েটেড হ'ব নোৱাৰিব. Central Information Commissioner office Delhi আছে, নিউ দেলহি, আৰু Central Chief Information Commissioner আৰু 5 yearsৰ কাৰণে এপইণ্ট কৰা হয় আৰু তেওঁৰ কোনো ৰিএপইণ্টমেণ্টৰ স্ক'প নাথাকে. আৰু চেণ্ট্ৰেল ইনফৰমেশ্যন কমিশ্যনাৰ্ছৰ টাৰ্মো 5 years হয় আৰু মেক্সিমাম years ৰিটায়াৰমেণ্ট years is 65 years, so whichever is earlier. So this is all about Central Information Commission. So this is an overview of RTI Act. I hope you have understood. Please go through, and in case of any doubts, help is always there. Thank you.